right, what's going on, guys? Hope everybody's having a good day. We're gonna get it started today. We're still in a trade. So we got in this trade this morning, guys. We've been in this trade since time did I send that out? Let's see. Welcome. Happy Thursday, everybody. Last trading day of the week. We have been in this trade since 12 o'clock today. So good morning, everyone. Pobering, good morning. Henry John, good morning. Miguel, good morning. Adele, good morning. Good evening, actually, over here. So we're going to talk about something really important today. Something that I want everybody to understand. Let me get my light on here. There we go. So we're in a trade right now that we got in this morning. And we're going to decide whether we're going to stay in this trade or not. We're right around our entry point. Now, when we got in the trade, it was right over here, which is fine. We held a retest. So we need to find out if we're actually going to break these highs. Good morning, Henry. Hope you had a great day. Good evening here. But yes, hope everyone had a great day. We're going to talk about why we got in this trade. So we drew up our support and resistance here. We have our support. We have our support. We have our resistance. Now, what we had here was a break and retest on twice. So it broke and it retested and it went up. We had consolidation here, a pretty good support, right? Now the same thing happened again, and this is all on the hour chart right now. On the hour chart, we had this again right here. This fair value gap is holding as a very strong 1 hour fair value gap. It held all these hours. It held since 12 o'clock today. 7 hours. 7 hours we've been in this trade. And yeah, we held a little bit of drawdown. However, we are still holding above the zone, the key zone of where we got in. Our zones that we had marked up were here and here. This was our session high and our session low during New York when we got in. Yeah, you can, but like I said, hold off because we're going to decide what happens here. This is the new 7 o'clock candle. We do have a little bit of resistance right here. See how we had a wick here? We have a little bit of resistance here. So we're going to decide whether we're going to manage this trade and get out of it at entrance or if we're going to stay in it. If we look at the technicals here, we're strong buy on pretty much everything other than the 1 minute. We're a buy on everything. We have a pretty good support here. Again, we had it break. We formed a little bit of consolidation here. Then we broke it to the upside. And then we formed more consolidation here, all above this fair value gap. So we have to decide, is this trade worth staying in and riding out to up toward this way? Or do we think that this is going to retrace back down here? Because if it's going to go anywhere under this yellow line, we're going to get out, right? This new hour candle and Asian session open is going to let us know if we're going to break out to the upside or if we're just going to keep ranging. We're in very little profit right now, which is fine. However, what we've done is analyze this trade on the 1 hour time frame. Not only do we have the fair value gap serving as a support, we also have an EMA ribbon with a flip that's serving as a support, as well as a confirmed uptrend by this big white uptrend here. Confirmed uptrend. We have a lot of very good signals telling us that this is a buy. The only thing that's telling us that this may not be a buy is the fact that we haven't broke these highs right here. And every time we get up to that area, it drops back down. But that's the only thing. We had a gap up to open the market today. Your broker will show you that. TradingView doesn't really show the gap ups. But we're going to decide what we're going to do here with this trade. I'd like to stay in it personally. On pretty much all time frames, it looks like a buy. Again, other than the fact that we are sitting right here, these wicks are the only thing that is concerning. However, if we look at the 4-hour time frame, the 4-hour time frame went up. We had a big, huge bullish candle. We had a very small bearish candle. And now the current 4-hour candle that we're in right now is a bullish candle. If this closes anywhere within this range, we should still be looking at buys. So we broke this down on many different levels, and I just want everybody to understand how we broke this down. You're more than welcome to enter it. However, this is how we broke this trade down. And again, we got in this trade earlier this afternoon, right around 12 o'clock. So anything that takes out this fair value gap, we would be getting out. But as you can see, the lowest point that we went today was right here. And that was right at our EMA ribbon. And then it rejected and went back up. That is what I think we're going to see here. Yeah, volume's really low right now. I'm thinking that this is still a long trade as well. Also, don't let this number scare you at all. I'm in for a pretty big lot size, so I wouldn't really get too nervous about the live P&L. I'm in for a pretty big lot size here. The good news is I figured out how to get my AirPods to work on stream, so that's good. I don't have to wear those over-the-ear ones anymore. This is not a coin. It's a foreign exchange pair. It's a currency pair. This is AUD/JPY. Crypto staking. What's up, man? Hope you're having a great day. It's a foreign exchange pair, though. But we're going to see what happens here. Like I said, if we take out this fair value gap on the hour, that's the only time that I'd be nervous. That's the only thing that would make me nervous, is if we took out this fair value gap and broke these lows. And if we go to, there is no news. There was news this morning. There was unemployment claims this morning. It was good for the US dollar. The 30-minute candle on the US dollar that we had news on was a pretty big candle, and then the market corrected itself. So, what's up, Ryan? Thanks for joining, man. But yeah, it looks like we're gonna end up being long on this, as long as we don't get any break of structure down here. This is gonna be our key zone that we're looking at, is right around here. As long as we maintain that, we should see upside here. Thanks, Ryan. Ryan got me this hat from the Masters this year, guys. Again, same with this 4-hour candle. As long as we can hold this up here, we don't want to see a wick down. Our final fair value gap on the 4-hour, that is holding this trade together. Yeah, no problem, Leo Smith. Nice to meet you, man. This is AUD/JPY. This is not gold. I don't trade gold. We only use gold as a tool. Yes, Masters is the biggest golf tournament in the world that's ever played. The one and only. Well, like I said, don't be nervous about the P&L number. I'm in for a pretty big sized lot. What we're looking at here is purely the structure of this trade, and if we're gonna break these highs. Yeah, he did. He's won it a couple times there. But yeah, we're gonna see what happens here, guys. This is we've been, like I said, we've been in this trade for a little bit. We've been in this trade since 12 o'clock this afternoon. This was in the New York session that we got into this. Oh, 30 pips. Wow, that's a lot. What's going on? I can't even say your name. Chaitany. What's up, man? How are you? Hope you're having a great day. Thanks for joining the stream. But yeah, looks like we got some new people coming in. We got some returning people. So welcome back, guys. Appreciate everybody hopping in. Again, we're in this trade on AUD/JPY. I realize there isn't crazy amount of volume right now. We held over market close. So spreads went a little wild there for a minute, but we're only holding 3 pips right now. I think ultimately this trade goes long, but I think in the short term we're going to see a lot of movement between these 2 yellow lines. These 2 yellow lines are our key zones. So we mentioned that what our trading system is that we mark our yeah, there's a Discord. There's a Discord. It's a pinned comment on the Leo. It's a pinned comment on the chat. It's also going to be a little robot that says some stuff. GBP AUD. Yeah. Yeah, GBP AUD looks like it finally held. That was our long there. Yeah, no problem, Leo. Looks like Adele's got you there too. I don't know why that Nightbot just said that. Don't worry about that, brother. I'm gonna turn this thing off. I removed that. Don't worry about that, Leo. But do make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you like the stream and subscribe. Yeah, so that, yeah, no, don't worry about that. That was just a robot that was making a mistake. Can't always trust these robots, you know? Yeah, a long way to get back up. But you are right there, Miguel. Long way to get back up. But our chart we're looking at is this AUD/JPY chart. This is what we're looking at. And I do think that we're going to see a little bit of sideways tracking. But hopefully our breakout is to the top here. You're going to see my account fluctuate quite a bit, so don't worry about that. Again, I'm using a pretty large lot size, so I don't want anyone to get discouraged by that. Yeah, so far it is respecting the fair value gap on the 1 hour. We created a new one on the 1 hour right here, but we broke through it on this previous hour candle, which is a good sign. I'd like for us to stay bullish. You can look at some news here too. That was yesterday though. None of this news is... Yeah, scared money don't make money. That's the truth. I'd like to see us flip green on the hour here and start the Asian session off with some buying power. So we'll see what happens. But this is a good looking chart. Christopher Wallace, welcome back. What's up, man? Hope you're having a good day. Thanks for joining again. All right, Leo, appreciate you joining, man. You have a great night. Hopefully we'll see you back again soon. Sham Saeed, welcome back, brother. Hope you're having a great day. Yes, sir. AUDJPY is the trade. This is the same trade buy that I sent at 12:01 p.m. today, Eastern Standard Time. That was in the New York session. So this is the exact same trade. We're still in the same one. And we're holding it right now. I'm going to see what happens here. We've held our higher highs. If you were to try to identify the trend here, so here's a low, here's a low, here's a low, and here's a low. Notice how they're all higher than each other. That's indicating an uptrend. Here's a high, and here's a high. Also all higher than each other, indicating an uptrend. So we're in an uptrend. We just want to continue this uptrend, and we're not really looking for too much movement here. Realistically, 10 to 20 pips is really all we're looking for. Ideally, we take our profits right at this next fair value gap right here. This one right here. So 12 pips is really the goal right here, is to get 12 pips in profit from entry. And again, it's taking calculated moves. We're analyzing on a high time frame and then taking calculated risks based off what we're seeing and analyzing. And I know for a lot of people that are just getting into trading, the analyzing part is tough. Understanding how to analyze the charts are tough. But if you just kind of hear me out here and understand the basics of price action, technical analysis, support and resistance, and candlestick patterns, you can get a hang of it. You can get the hang of it. It's something anybody can do. That's the beauty of trading, is everyone can do it, There's just some key things that you need to learn to start out. Hopefully you guys are having a good day so far. This bad boy's trying to buy up. Yeah, I agree with you, Miguel. Things just start to stick out after you have been looking at them for long enough and started understanding the patterns that the charts flow in. Things just start to make sense, and you can develop your own strategy. You can adopt someone else's strategy. You can develop your own. There's many different ways to go about it. There's no one way to trade. Many different people trade many different ways and still make money. There's a lot of different ways to make money in these markets. But if you're just joining us, welcome, guys. It's gathering liquidity and then it's going to go up. Yeah, I hope so. We're getting there. We're getting up there, and we're gaining some traction here on the volume too, or one of the higher pairs of the night. AUDJPY is at 7.47K, so we're certainly gaining some traction. Again, what I'd like to see is some more movement up this way, but we can expect to see movement between the yellow lines before we break above or before we break below. Either one, we can expect to see some movement between. So the area from here to here is not of concern. This area right here is not of concern. The only time we become concerned is if we break below here or if we break above here. Obviously, we'd like to see this side and not this side. This is not where we want to be. But the analysis is there. Again, it's something that you have to learn to do and learn to really understand meaning. You ever listen to Jesse Livermore's trading videos? I do not. No, I've never heard of Jesse Livermore. I have not. That's a new one. No, I haven't heard of that. If you're just joining, guys, welcome. Looks like we got a couple people joining on the vertical stream. Welcome, guys. I'll have to listen. I'll have to listen next time I get a chance. We'd like to see this hour get some buying power here. 4 hours green. We have a fair value gap up here on the 4 hour. We also have one down here on the 4 hour. We have one here and we have one here. It's respected this one pretty good. So we're going to see what happens. But it's doing everything it can to try and buy itself up. But again, this trade is from earlier today. So we're just kind of holding it. And we pretty much hovered around our entry point for the past 7 hours. 7.5 hours. Zamey Pricey, what's going on? Hopefully you're having a great day. You think it's going to buy up? Well, so do I. That's why we're in the trade. I would imagine so as well. But like I said earlier, what I think we're going to do is kind of analyze what's going on here over the next hour and decide if we're actually going to break these highs or not, because we formed a support that was not previously here when we got in the trade originally. When we got in the trade originally, we had broken the highs, we had created a fair value gap, and it looked like we were going to keep going. But what we ended up getting here was a break and a retest to this fair value gap, and it looks like we should continue this way. I'm in agreement with you guys. That's why I sent the signal out. So, you know, I'm in agreement there with you guys thinking that it's a buy as well, because that's why we're in it. However, since we took the buy, we've created this resistance right here, and I'd like for us to break this in order to stay in it. But we're going to have some pretty strict rules about mitigating this trade and managing it while we're in it. Because we're at a strong resistance or a strong support, this fair value gap is being used as a support, Tracy. Um, we're on an uptrend, as you can tell by having higher highs and higher lows. All these indicate you're in an uptrend. Right here, you have higher lows and you have higher highs. They're all higher than each other. So that's an uptrend. And we've established a nice support here at this fair value gap, as well as have support from the EMA ribbon right here pretty much this whole time once we flipped on this candle right here. The technical is also on TradingView, aligned with our analysis, which is all buys. So there's a couple good reasons as to why we think that this is going to buy up right there. But good question. It's certainly a good question. I think that the analysis is sound. I think what's formed since we've entered... No problem, Tracy. Anytime. I think what's formed since we entered it is interesting. And it's something that we have to monitor, which is why we're in this position right now of talking about managing the trade while you're in it. Isaac, what's going on, man? We're just using simple price action, break of structure, support and resistance. Thanks for asking, Isaac. I am good. Nice, man. Thanks for asking. But yeah, we're just using simple break of structure. We have a break and retest here, and we're looking to go long on this. But good questions, guys. All valid questions to ask. Where can you join my group? It's a pinned comment. The comment is pinned in the comment section. You can join the Discord there. There'll also be a bot that drops it here any minute. There you go. There's the community link right there, guys. For those looking to join, we did do a little session today that was for the Discord members only. So we'll do that every now and then. It's something I'm going to start doing more often. But we just go live within the Discord and kind of talk about the markets and what they're doing. I think I'd like to do that more in the New York session because I don't typically trade the New York session as often as the Asian session. So the New York session is good to talk about and kind of go over what's going on in the markets, especially during news. You can learn a lot about what's going on during news by being with someone that understands what news means in the foreign exchange market and how it affects the pairs, especially the U.S. dollar, gold, Japanese yen. News has a very, very high effect on those, especially if it's red folder news. It's something that you really want to pay attention to when you're trading. So I think during news, we're going to start doing lives within the Discords to kind of go over, excuse me, kind of how that affects the market. Nana G, what's going on? My favorite pairs are the ones with volume and the ones that move. Those are my favorite pairs. I'm not trying to be a smartass either. I'm serious. The ones with volume and the ones that move. But all serious, we trade a lot of USD JPY, a lot of Euro JPY, a lot of AUD JPY, a lot of JPY pairs because we trade the Asian session. You know, we've had a lot of luck with USD JPY. USD JPY has been a friend to us. Nice. Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome, Isaac. I think the simpler the strategy, the better it is. That's what I've learned in my time trading is that the simpler you can make it, the better it is. It's good to have your confirmations, it's good to have your key points, but the more simple the strategy is, the better it is. Yeah, Asian session is a little more chill than the New York session. If you look at the USD JPY news candle from this morning, it was this candle right here. This candle right here shot up and then immediately corrected 2 hours later. So, like, this is why I don't like to trade news. It doesn't make sense to me that this can shoot up on good news and then come directly back down. I understand it's market correction. However, if you have good news for a pair, especially the US dollar, we had unemployment claims being lower than they were last month. Unemployment claims were lower this month than when they came out last month. It shot up and then recorrected. To me, for the day, the dollar should be. It's not like it reached a key zone. It just reached a fair value gap. The key zone would have been up here. I could understand if it shot up and then reversed this way for a market correction. But news doesn't make sense to me how it only goes up to there and then corrects back down. And now we're just on a correction, or we're just on an uptrend again now. That's all staying within this channel of an uptrend. It's just news. News doesn't care about your feelings or about your strategy. The markets don't care about your feelings, but news doesn't care about your strategy either. It makes no sense. It's very hard to make sense of news, and that's why we don't trade it. Oh, we flipped green for the first time in this 7 o'clock hour, so that's nice. Yeah, news just doesn't make sense to me, and that's why we don't trade it. Am I quick trading, Robbie? We've been in this trade since 12 o'clock this afternoon, so I would say no. We've been in this trade for 7-8 hours now. I'm not scalping, if that's the word you're looking for. No. Tracy, what's the difference between the red and the green? As in the candles, or the buy and the sell right here? Are you talking about the candles, or are you talking about the buy order that we have in here? Green candles mean that there's buying power. Red candles mean that there's selling power. This red right here is under our entrance. Our entrance is this gray line right here. Green is in profit, red is not in profit. Welcome, Robbie. Appreciate you joining. We are long on AUD/JPY right now. It's a foreign exchange pair, but we're long on this right now. We had some good rejection of the fair value gap here, and we're looking to hopefully make some money here. Up about 12 pips would be the goal here. It's about right there. minimally. Obviously, we want to go further than that, but that's when we'll look to get out of some of our positions. What platform am I using to trade? I use liquid brokers to trade. Currently, what I'm showing you guys, though, the actual chart is on TradingView. TradingView is what I use to trade with, to actually make my charts. To execute my trades is liquid brokers. It's a good question, though. The Whiz Kid. Do I have thoughts on Oanda? If you're in the United States and that's your only option, it's not a bad broker. Just realize the max you can trade at is 1 to 50. I'm in the United States and I use an Australian broker. Arcave World, what pair is this? This is AUDJPY. Okay, you can trade on Tradeovate? Yes, you can trade on Tradeovate. Tradeovate is certainly one of the ones that you can use to trade on. There's plenty of brokers out there. All you want to just make sure that you find a trusted one. Yeah, some pairs they max out on 20x, and yeah, that's like I think we talked about this yesterday. It's a lot of SEC regulations and something that the United States imposes on Forex trading. I'm not the biggest fan of it, which is why I don't use a United States broker. I use a broker out of Australia called Liquid Brokers. Yes, the foreign exchange market is 23 hours a day. There's different sessions, but you can trade all of the pairs 23 hours out of the day. That's one of the reasons I like foreign exchange. It also has a little more structure to it than regular stock market, in my opinion. The market's open 23 hours a day. The only time it closes is 5 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're holding this fair value gap on the 15 nicely. Yes, foreign exchange has been around for a very long time. What we're doing is trading currencies, so this is different than a stock. We're trading currencies now. The currency market is open 23 hours a day and 6 days a week. The only day it's closed is Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to Sunday 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can use any broker. I personally use Liquid Brokers, though. If you're interested, I can give you the link. This is the broker that I use. It's also in the bio of my YouTube. But that's the broker I use. I think it's a good broker. This is the one I trust with my money. Yeah, no, I scalp sometimes on the 15-minute. I just sent the link there, user. But the WizKid, we sometimes use a 15-minute strategy. Other times we use the higher time frames. But I think drawing up your support and resistance zones should always be on higher time frames to start. Then you can move in and kind of zoom in on smaller time frames. But to start, looking at higher time frames is a little easier to tell. Yeah, if you live in the US, you can use Liquid Brokers. I live in Florida, man. I use Liquid Brokers, no problem. To one be loved. The charting on TradingView is the best by far. like I have my broker up and the charts on my broker up, but TradingView just gives you the best tools, and I pay for it. I pay for it for the year. It comes up on your screen the same way it comes up on your phone. If you have the paid version, all you have to do is open your phone and it looks the exact same. Like, I don't have to transfer all this stuff. It's the exact same on my phone and on my computer. TradingView is just the best for analysis. At least that's my opinion on it, and I think that's most traders' opinions on it. TradingView is supreme in terms of their charts. Nice, you're in Florida too? That's awesome. Heck yeah, man. That's awesome. Florida's the place to be. Yeah, Port St. Lucie. Yeah, that's where the PGA headquarters used to be. I know exactly where that is. I'm in Daytona. Tracy Jones also in Florida. There we go. We got a lot of Floridians in here. Nice, guys. It's cold right now. We got a cold front coming in. It's going to be 40 degrees tomorrow morning. 35 degrees tomorrow morning. We're not used to that. Oh, nice. Nice. Yeah, I used to work near Orlando. I'm very familiar with the area. Yep, just south of Vero Beach for Port St. Lucie, yeah. It is nice for souping up. You're not going to be able to find this broker on TradingView. TradingView only allows you to trade with U.S. brokers. Oh, Ed Keller's Cape Coral, Florida. There we go. We got a lot of Floridians in here. People in Florida just know where it's at, guys. We got Florida and Texas in here. We got Bangladesh. We got India. We got a lot in here. We had South Africa, India, Nigeria the other day. We got people from everywhere. It's pretty cool. That's what trading does, though. It brings everyone together. It's us against the markets. Thanks for joining, Ed. The one beloved. Good to see you again. Tracy, you're right on that. I'm going to have some soup after this. South Florida, Miami, nice. I lived in Miami. Yes, I go live at the same time every day. Well, Sunday through Thursday. Today's our last trading day. I don't trade on Fridays. Fridays have some of the worst price action in the history of my trading, and I've been trading for 15 years. Florida Friday has bad price action, and most traders dump off on Fridays. They don't trade on Fridays. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so 7 p.m. your time because you're in Florida also. $7 p.m. daily. Sunday through Thursday, that is. Thanks for subscribing, guys. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the stream. Traders Tribe 09, what's going on? How are you? Thanks for joining. We're in long on AUDJPY right now. Holding about 2 pips a drawdown. 3 pips a drawdown. Very small amount. No, not that I noticed. Rudy. Nice. All right, cool. Now I know it's you, Rudy. Oh, man. Minus 10. Traders Tribe from India. There we go. Nice to meet you, Rudy. Minus 10 Celsius in Montreal. Yeah, I'm good. No, thank you. No, thanks. We're good on that. I like my Florida weather. Yeah, no, we got people from everywhere, though. Like I said, trading brings people together from all sorts of places, and it's awesome. That's why we're trying to build the biggest trading community, the biggest free trading community, guys. Just a community of traders looking to all make money. The psychology I'm using, well, we do a top-down analysis on a technical level, and then you do something called set and forget. But no, in all seriousness, you need to understand how to manage your own emotions before you can learn how to trade. Kunal, when am I going to make profit? Probably here soon. We're holding 3 pips negative, so not very much negative. The only reason that we would look to mitigate on this trade at all is going to be if it breaks this zone right here. Really, obviously our stop loss is down here under the low, but it's still on an uptrend. It's still using the fair value gap as a support, and it's still using the EMA ribbon as support. So everything here is leading to it being a buy and on an uptrend. Nice, Traders Tribe in the starting phase. Awesome. But yeah, again, we've been holding this trade since 12 o'clock this afternoon, guys. This has been a trade that we've been in and out of profit in. How do I decide when to up my lot size? That's a really good question. So after you have a base for your lot size, typically you want to get to a certain dollar amount. And that would be something that you'd create internally. That's not really something that I can tell you. But if you were to start with, let's say, $1,000, once you get to 3 or 4, so you've 4 times your account, that would be a good time to think about, upping your lot size. Yeah, the broker's right here. Yeah, I think if you were to start with $1,000 account, once you get up to about 4,000 would be a good time to up your lot size. But it depends. Like Miguel, it's a good question, but some people like to, be a little more risky with their trading. They want to up their lot size earlier. Some people are more conservative and they want to wait until they've gotten 9, 10x their account before they up their lot size. I know some traders that only up their lot size once a year. They keep the same lot size all year. They only up it once a year. What size would you use with a 1K account? $1,000 account, I wouldn't really go more than 1 to 2 lots, but probably 1. I know a lot of people say, use the rule of don't risk more than 3% of your account, so you can do the math there. I would use a pip calculator though. So there's a website called Baby Pips where you can type your account size in, and it'll kind of give you an idea of how much each pip will be worth. And based on that, you can decide on if you're going to Good Health Hub. What's the best time frame to use? I think when you're marking out support and resistance zones, the best time frame to use is going to be the 4 hour and the 1 hour. But you can trade on whichever one fits your strategy the best. But in terms of marking out your support and resistance zones, the 4 hour and the 1 hour is going to be the best to mark out your teased levels, and then zoom in and go on the hour and the 15 minute. But we're kind of sitting in limbo right now on this trade here, guys. Like I said, when we took this trade right here, we went up into profit here, we went up into profit here, and we went up into profit here. We're now kind of deciding what we're going to do with this trade. We're holding in between some key zones right here. Oh, thank you. Can I check out gold? Sure, I can look at gold. Gold, we're going to look at the 4 hour first, but the 4 hour on gold is pretty bearish. You're trading in a pretty big zone right here. Gold has been inside this zone for the whole week pretty much. It broke the highest high that it's ever been at, and we've slowly been coming back down and bouncing off this fair value gap down here as a support, as well as the EMA ribbon it's been using as a support. So, but gold is in a certainly a bearish movement right now. You closed bearish. You had a bullish engulfing beforehand, but there's really no telling. Gold is a little different than all the other ones that we trade because it's in uncharted territories right now, so it's harder to analyze it. Sorry, I didn't get the chance to eat dinner, guys, so... But yeah, we're certainly analyzing this chart and, you know, seeing what happens here. You can sign up whatever you want. I'm pretty sure they make you use personal. I don't think they allow you to sign up as a corporate. You can withdraw your profits into your business account as an LLC. Am I concerned about it? Not at this point. No, not at this point. Are you talking about this one right here? I think the minimum deposit's like $100. I don't think it's a lot of money. I personally recommend the minimum starting with $300 to $500 if you're going to start trading. $300 to $500 is a good number to start at. With the proper lot size, it gives you room to make mistakes. You're not going to blow your capital. I'm able to withdraw money in 10 minutes. It doesn't take very long. Everything's through cryptocurrency, so I deposit using Cash App and withdraw using Cash App right into my bank account. It's very easy to do. Sham Saeed, you're certainly welcome to. Again, like I mentioned, we've been in this trade since 12 o'clock. It's been in profit 3 or 4 times. We're waiting to see what happens here. We're ideally we continue this uptrend and we break these highs. So we're waiting to really see what happens here. You're more than welcome to get in. And it looks like a buy on all of our confirmations. So that's where we're at on this trade. Yeah, you can deposit with Coinbase. All good questions, though. Ada tries. 5, first time here. Welcome. Appreciate you joining. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, anything you take as income into your bank account is going to work the same as any other job, right? So I'm not a tax expert. I want to make that clear, but anything you take as income into your bank account is going to be income. AUDJPY is a currency. Gold is a commodity. So they're two totally different things. They're not going to move in the same manner. Do they have effect on each other? Yes, but they're not going to always move in the same manner. So gold is a commodity, where AUDJPY is a currency. So they're two different things. So the charts are going to move differently. That's some good movement here coming into the hour. Rudy, there you go. You changed your name. Now I can see that it's Rudy. Thank you. That's some good movement on the hour there. Yeah, we hope so. But again, regardless of what happens, the way your mindset needs to be if you're going to trade is that you need to know that you're going to have wins and you're going to have losses, as well as the fact that you're not always going to win. Like we lost yesterday, but we won the two prior, you know? Ada tries. Yeah, gold is just ranging, but it's a big range. You know what I mean? It's a huge range. It's $100+ range. It's a huge range, but yes, it is. I'd like for us to close green on the hour here. That would be nice. Close to 50 members. Nice, guys. Appreciate everyone joining the Discord. I think you're going to get a lot of value out of it. It's free. It's a good community, you know? Let's see what kind of hour close we get here. What do we got? 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Yeah, 2 minutes. And to be quite honest, we're kind of in a range here on this one. Again, it wasn't in a range when we took it. When we took this trade was right here. It was not in a range. It was actually breaking highs and looking like it was going to keep going. But we did have a break and retest off this fair value gap, and we should see this. So. If we could close green on this hour candle, that'd be a really positive sign here. I'd like to close green on this hour candle. Yeah, we took out that fair value gap just now on the hour. Jesus Harrow, we're trading AUD JPY. It's a foreign exchange currency. Good question, though. If you're just joining, welcome. I was really hoping to close green there. That's some good movement on this new hour candle here. Broke the previous high. It broke the previous high almost right away. That's a good sign. Oh, like I said, we're going to see what happens here, guys. But if you're just joining us, we are long on AUDJPY. Android games. I've been trading for 15 years. This will be my 15th year. The target are the green lines. So we have our take profits right here. This is not a swing trade, no. Our target's 9 pips for TP1. Ideally 12.5 right before the fair value gap. And then 21 pips for TP2. 30 pips for TP3 and 40 pips for TP4. I actually think this is year 16. But we don't need to cut a cake. Just want to make some money. Want to make some money, you know? Do I scale out my positions or let the full trade run? Oh, I scale them out. If we break this yellow line, I'm probably going to close 50%. Because with the size account I have and the size of lots I'm using, 4 or 5 pips for me is more than enough. I'd like to get to 9, but yeah, that's a good question. No, I don't only look for buys. This week happened to present a lot of buy opportunities. But no, we don't only look for buys. If you're in the Discord, go to the group that says weekly reports, and you can see we take plenty of sells, plenty of buys. All of that information's there each week, what we take, and like a little synopsis of the week. So if you're interested in that, you can go to the weekly reports tab and see what we took for the week, whether it's buys or sells. This week may have just happened to be that. I didn't even notice, but this week we may have had more opportunities to buy presented to us than sells. Awesome. Buys for AUDJPY, yep. That is what we're in. Good, good. But like I said, I want to make something clear, guys. So we got in this trade in the New York session at 12 o'clock, which is right here. When we got in this trade, this was not consolidation. This was a full candle closure above a fair value gap. It was a confirmed uptrend. Now what we're seeing is a break and retest, so we should see it continue up. But what we're seeing, originally what we with our original analysis, it looked like it was going to go straight up from here. Obviously, we had a little bit of consolidation and a break and retest. But originally, when we took this trade back here, it looked like this break of the highs, which was right here, was going to continue up. Now, this fair value gap is still showing us, and this EMA ribbon is showing us that we are still on an uptrend, and it's being used as a support. We just want to make sure that we break these highs right here, this yellow line. Again, we're still deciding how long we're going to stay in this trade for. I need to see this break, ideally, within the next hour to stay in the trade. If you wanted to have a very, very tight stop loss, you could have it right here. If you wanted a very tight stop loss, you could put it right under this fair value gap at 106.132. That would be a very, very tight stop loss on the 1 hour, and it would be more than perfectly fine. Because some people can't stomach this, this movement, They see a big number and, they get a little nervous and, it's only a couple pips. We're still well within range. If we break structure is when we look to mitigate, but we haven't broken any structure here. any alarming structure. This is AUDJPY picks. AUDJPY buys. It's over 4 figures. But my account size shouldn't matter. My strategy should. That's what I want people to understand. The strategy is what's important. Learn the strategy. Nice. You only trade gold? Yeah, I don't trade gold, but nice. That's awesome. GJ's dumping. It's... I wouldn't say it's dumping. It's certainly selling right now. It's at a pretty key zone, though. We're going to see right here. Fair value gap right there. But it has a red candle. That's for sure. Nice. There you go, Rudy. Nice. There you go. On your way to trading. VIP is the way you want to go. If you have enough money to open a VIP, open a VIP. It's going to be tighter spreads. VIP or ECN is both good, though. They both have good spreads. They're both good, though. Gonna see what happens here, though. Again, as long as this fair value gap stays intact, I'm not worried. We're only holding 5.5 pips. So it's about $100 a pip for me. Which is why I don't mind only making 4, 5, 6 pips, because, you know, it's $500-600. You got it. Yeah, go ECN. Like I said, if you don't have the funds to do VIP, do ECN. ECN or ECN Plus. Either one. Either one is good. I trade Sunday through Thursday at 7 p.m. every day. Sunday through Thursday, yeah. As long as we maintain this fair value gap, we'll be good. Like I said, guys, we're managing this trade based on what we're seeing here. But a wick up off this fair value gap is a good sign. You guys see how fast this stuff moves. If we look at the 4-hour too, because our next candle is going to be a 4-hour candle. Ideally, we want this thing staying green. But if it stays within this zone, we'll stay in the trade as long as we need to. The only time we'd mitigate is if it breaks any structure that we talked about. So we don't have a set time that we stay in the trade. We don't have a set dollar amount we're looking to make. We're looking at the charts and taking and giving what the charts give us. I think that's important to understand. Like, I had somebody in the chat yesterday asking, how much do you look to make each day? I don't look to make a certain dollar amount each day. I look to get from point A to point B on what the charts give us. Sometimes the charts only give you 5 to 6 pips. Sometimes the charts give you 20 pips. Sometimes the charts give you 100 pips. But based off the structure of the chart and price action, you're going to get different outcomes. So putting a set dollar amount that you want to make on each trade is a very hard thing to do. A very tough thing to do to yourself, and it adds a lot of stress. My strategy is very simple. It's support and resistance, break of structure, and candlestick patterns. We identify uptrends, we identify break of structures, and we use fair value gaps and AMA ribbons to confirm those. That's about it. There is no name for it. I would just say it's mine. Yeah, so you need to, on liquid brokers, you need to deposit into your wallet. You'll click Bitcoin, and then you'll scan that QR code and move the money from your Coinbase to your liquid broker's wallet, and then from there you'll move the money from the wallet once it's in, internally transfer it to your trading account, and then you're live. Hopefully that helps there, man. Trading with Matt strategy, yeah. I mean, this is not something that's foreign. I mean, a lot of people use this strategy. It's the most simple form of price action. Support, resistance, wait for a break of structure and a retest, or a break of a key zone. You have to click deposit, Rudy. You have to click deposit into your wallet, and then you'll click Bitcoin, and then you'll click confirm. I can't really walk you through it live on stream, man, but it's not difficult. Once you just click wallet on the left-hand side, click deposit, click Bitcoin, and then click confirm. And you'll specify the dollar amount you want, and then you'll click next. And it'll show up. We're respecting this fair value gap, which is good news. It's testing it for sure. Right as I said that, of course. Other JPY pairs are dumping too, huh? Good, I'm glad you got it there, man. But yeah, we're sitting right on that fair value gap right there. It depends, Rudy. Day to day changes. Overall, I am a profitable trader, though. I don't have a day. Like I said, I don't have a daily goal. We just kind of talked about that. I don't have a daily goal. I take kind of what the markets and the charts give me. But if I can make between 300 and 500 on a trade, that's always good. A little more, a little less is not a big deal. If you're on the horizontal stream, it should have just fixed itself. You might have got a little bit of buffering there, but it should have fixed itself. I would focus on learning how to properly identify charts and get from point A to point B. For instance, if you entered here, you want to be able to get to this area and take your profit. I know it's hard for people to understand, but trading is not about making a certain amount of money a day or a certain profit margin. It's about consistently nailing which way the market is going to move. And it may only be a small amount one day, and it may be a large amount another. It's not something that's always consistent. But again, we're rejecting that fair value gap, so Guys, we're almost up to 600 subscribers. I really do appreciate you guys. We're up to 584 subscribers. That's wild. I started with 200 on December 1st. We're up to 584 a month and a half later. That's awesome, guys. I really appreciate it. Hopefully what we're doing here is providing some insight to you and you guys are learning. That's the goal. I just send the chart. I send the chart and I tell you whether we're long or we're short. All you have to do is look at the chart and you can see exactly where we get in, exactly what our stop loss is, and exactly what our take profits are. You just have to be able to read the chart. Yeah, a lot of the JPYs are dumping. I just saw that, yeah. Honestly, on the hour, a lot of them are. This one is not as much as the rest of them. Neither is NZD, not as much. Neither CAD certainly is, but NZD and AUD are the only ones not really dumping that hard. Again, like, you guys have to understand, we're only, and I know the number on the screen doesn't look good, but we're only 4.5 pips. You know, we're only talking about 4 pips here. I think what I'm going to do is start taking smaller trades on live because I think the number scares people. It does, though. I think it does. Yahuza, I'm already in, brother. I'm already in on this trade. Oh, should you buy now? I would hold off until this new hour. I'd wait to see what this new hour does, Yahuza. See what happens here, though. Yeah. I mean, regardless of whether you're in profit or in drawdown, you should be relaxed. If your emotions are really getting to you, it's something you're going to have to work on as a trader. You know what I mean? It's all about trusting your system. Yahuza, this isn't gold, brother. This is AUDJPY. This is not gold. From Twitter. Yahuza, this is gold, man. This is not gold. Oh, we just got a new 15-minute candle here. We closed green on the last 15-minute candle and upheld this fair value gap, so that was good. But we'll see what happens here on this hour. For those of you just joining us, welcome guys. Appreciate everyone joining the stream. We are in on AUDJPY right now. It's trying to buy up hard. There's pressure. There's certainly pressure here for it to buy up. Good, I'm glad you can. Glad you got that figured out, man. Good job, Rudy. It's bouncing right in between these two fair value gaps right here, guys. You got one right here, and you got this one. And we're just bouncing between it. Ideally, it breaks above that one. But it looks like that new 15-minute candle's trying to go too. Because you got a fair value gap here too. And here. You got two fair value gaps and a confirmed uptrend. So, everything that we could do to analyze this technically is there. Now it's just a waiting game. And I've talked about this in many streams before. This is arguably one of the harder parts of trading is once you're in the trade, just waiting for it to go the way that you expect it to go. Because we've been waiting since 12 o'clock. We've been waiting 8.5 hours. We've been in profit several times, but we're just waiting now. I think we're going to get there. But managing your trade while you're in it is super important, guys. It really is. This is the first time we have more people on the horizontal stream than we do on the vertical, which is pretty cool. I think the horizontal stream is a lot more beneficial. It gives a lot more information. So I'm glad to see that. I just got your contract back, Adele. Let's see. We got a 5-minute candle incoming here. Yeah, 5 is just consolidation central. Holy consolidation. Just sitting on this EMA ribbon. Same with the 15. It tried. And it's just a waiting game, guys. I appreciate you being here with me. But we've already done our analysis as far as we can. We could certainly look at other pairs, but for us, it's just a waiting game. And the body of the candle is just sitting between these fair value gaps. Like all the other JPY pairs did dump off a little bit, but they're also all at the same test point. No. No, those are just straight stocks. Yeah, I got some nuggets, man. Tell you what, I'd love to see this hour candle flip green on us. It would be real nice to see it flip green. It's holding above the fair value gap though, and that's all we could ask for right now. Tell you what, I've been staring at a computer all day. You ever stare at a screen for too long? Oh. We've got a pretty crucial 20 minutes coming in here until we get this new candle. It's going to be an important 20 minutes here. See what kind of price action we get. Look at this 5. It's just been consolidation. Hopefully that's what we see. It's a hell of a candle there, that hour candle. It's been all the way down here. It's been all the way up here. We've been in profit and we've been in drawdown on the hour candle. We've done both. Like I said, I'd love to see it flip green. Oh, it just did. Flipping green going into the last 20 minutes here. Let's have it keep buying. Keep pushing. That's why I was saying I think the number scares people, guys. The lightsaber? Yeah, I can turn it green. There you go. My desk LED's green. My ring light's, it's not green, but we got green. There you go. It's trying going into these last 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I mean, this thing's bouncing. It's 4 hours away. Daytona's about 4.5 hours from Miami. Look at that movement on the hour, guys. Florida does not have state income tax, which is one of the many reasons that I live here. There's no state income tax in Texas, Florida, Delaware, Nevada, and one other state, I think. Yeah, it's really nice. Because when I lived in New York, oh my gosh. 52 members in the Discord. Nice, guys. There we go. We're getting up there. We're getting up there. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Texas has no state income tax as well. Correct. That is correct. We were green for a minute there. New 15-minute candle. Again, still respecting that fair value gap. That's now 30 minutes straight. Actually, 45 minutes straight of respecting that fair value gap that we created way back here. It's a good sign. Let's see it get bought up now. See it get bought up. Loves these wicks today. Yep, open carry as well in both states. 4 pips. A lot of volume going into this hour too. We're at 29,000. We have the most volume out of any pair. Yep, just reached 30,000. Volume coming in big time too, guys. Coming into this last hour. This last couple minutes in this hour, I should say. We don't want to see this 4-hour flip red, that's for sure. We want this 4-hour to stay green. If we can get this 4-hour to close green, it'll be alright. We got 13 minutes, 12 minutes and 30 seconds left. AUDJPY is at 30.4K in trading volume. Today is the last week of trading. Yeah, we don't trade on Fridays. Today's the last day of the week for trading for us. We do not trade Fridays. You're only showing 11K, Miguel, huh? It's okay, it happens, man. Happens to the best of us. At least you're out here trying, you know? That's wild. Yeah, look, I mean, you're on the horizontal stream, right, Miguel? It's showing 30.64K. What is everybody else seeing for volume on AUDJPY? At 30.69K. But yeah, you can see it right here. It depends which which AUDJPY you have on your trading view, Miguel. Depends which one you have up. All right, final 10 minutes of this candle, guys. Yeah, you will. I believe in you. Yeah, FXCM has a little bit better accuracy on that. Boy, if this hour flips green, that would be awesome. If you're just joining us, guys, welcome. Looks like we got a couple new viewers. We are long on... Yeah, when you're on TradingView, you want to use certain ones on TradingView. We might close with a dragonfly here. We got 9 minutes. No data. Uh-oh. There we go, came back. All right. We got 8 minutes. A lot of movement here, guys. Volume's starting to pour in. Getting a lot of movement. There we go. Let's close green on the hour here. It would be a really good close if we could close green on the 1 hour here, going into the new 4-hour candle. It would be a pretty big deal if we closed green. Just ton of movement between here and here. Getting a lot of movement there. You probably have you muted then. You might have the stream muted, Rudy. Because everyone else can hear me, so you might have to turn up the volume on your phone or make sure you don't have the... Yeah, I think the stream was buffering for a second there. It should be back to normal now. Should be back to normal now, though. This is a really good good push here, guys, going into the last couple minutes. Really would like to see this as a solid push up and close green. Hopefully you guys can hear me now, but really good push here. Can't hear me, huh? That's weird. Well, I'm not sure why. It's pretty weird because it's showing up fine on mine. Yeah, okay, good. Adele can hear me. All right, we're good. Rudy, I don't know what's going on with yours. Maybe try refreshing it or coming back to the stream, exiting and coming back. Could be a possibility. All right, yeah. It buffered for a second there. I mean, it told me on YouTube that it was buffering for a second there, but we should be fine. Boy, we were already all the way up here just now. A lot of movement. That 32K volume. What's gold doing? All right, good. I'm glad you fixed it. Good, good, good. Look at those wick ups on all the JPY pairs, guys. Big wicks up on most of them. Although AUD JPY hasn't been following the rest of the JPY pairs this evening. Let's see what happens. We got a minute and 30 seconds, guys. Minute and 30 seconds left in this hour and 4-hour candle. No. As long as we respect this fair value gap, we should be all right. We'll see, though. I want the 4-hour to close green. you got? 30 seconds. A lot of movement and a lot of volume. A lot of movement. All right, new candle. Very small fair value gap formed. New candle on the hour, new candle on the 4 hour, guys. Don't be surprised if you see a wick down to here before going back up. See what happens here. We're going to get a push one way or another because now you're stuck between two fair value gaps within a pip apart. As long as we don't take out this fair value gap on the hour, we should be all right. That's what I'm looking at right now. This is this hour FVG. Ironically, our yellow lines are exactly the width of the previous 4 hour candle. Exactly. Top wick there, bottom wick there, body in the middle. I think we're just going to bounce between this area for quite some time, guys. Something's going to give. One way or the other. Something's going to give one way or the other. We're getting it a breakout to one side. Remember, we're still in an uptrend. We just consolidated on the hour for a couple hours, but we are still in a confirmed uptrend. Not as much movement as I thought going into this new hour. Still kind of just sitting in the same spot. AUDJPY is what we're trading right now. AUDJPY is what we're trading. Like I said earlier, I wouldn't get in this trade yet. Not until we have confirmation that we're not going to break the lows. No, just in general, just so I don't get a headache. But I've been staring at a screen all day, so I already have kind of a headache. Actually, the overall trend is bullish, but yeah, it's not easy, but we're trying. Rudy, it has higher highs and higher lows. It's bullish. Here's your low, here's your low, here's your low, here's your low. They're all above each other. Here's your high, here's your high, here's your high, here's your high. They're all above each other. That's considered an uptrend. It would have to break below and create a new lower low for us to be out of the uptrend. I'm not too worried really here, but yeah, it's going back to test this zone. It's testing the fair value gap, that's for sure. Raft the Phoenix going back to the zone. Yeah, we're right here at this this key zone right here that we've identified. It's testing it. But like I said, it's still classified as an uptrend right now. So we're not going to do anything. I'm not going to mitigate or anything like that. I'll probably let this go for the entirety and just let the trade play out, to be quite honest with you. I'm pretty comfortable with the analysis here. Like I'll put an alert probably like right here. If it breaks this, I'll put an alert. That'll be like my mitigate alert. So if you're ever going to not be on your computer, I would suggest using the alerts on here so you don't have to stare at your phone. But I'm going to put this one called drawdown. And then I'm going to put my add alert. TP1. Add alert. TP2. And at that point, we'd probably get out. And then I'll put one down here. And call this one. But give myself some alerts so I don't have to stare at my phone. Because realistically, we're going to be in this trade for a little bit, guys. I know we were in this one starting at 12 o'clock today in the New York session, but we're probably going to be holding this trade for a little bit, in my opinion. And it is getting late for me. So I'm going to continue to hold this trade. Everybody that's in the Discord, you will know when I get out. You'll know. I will send you guys a message. I will let everyone know if we exit it, if we stay in it. But as of right now, I'm staying in it. Again, like I said, we identified the uptrend. We have a fair value gap. We have an EMA ribbon. This looks to me to be a break and retest. So I am pretty confident on this trade still. This is going to be one of those set and forget type things. If we go below this line, we can look, to maybe mitigate. But like I said, I marked up my charts here. I have drawdown, I have stop loss, I have TP1 and TP2. What I would do is make sure you have your charts marked. And we're going to hold this probably through the next couple hours. But again, if you're in the Discord channel, I will keep you updated on if I get out or if we stay in. You'll know right away from me. But like I said, I'm really not too worried about this. The structural integrity of the trade is still intact, and I'm confident in our technical analysis. So we are going to stick it out, though. I know you guys want to see it play out live, but I've been live for 2 hours and 20 minutes, and I got work early tomorrow morning. I gotta be up in like 7 hours. So we are gonna hold this trade though. Keep your phones on you. Make sure you set your alerts like I did, so you don't have to stare at your phone. Don't just stare at the chart. It's not gonna change what it does. And you guys enjoy the rest of your night. We're gonna see what happens here with this trade. Okay. Hopefully everybody has a great night and at least learned something tonight. I appreciate everybody joining, as always. We're going to hold this down, though. We're going to stay in this one, guys. I shall talk to you guys soon, and enjoy the rest of your nights. Hopefully we'll be in profit shortly. Talk to you guys soon.